This video is sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to Gadget Reviews and to this review and discussion of episode 3 of Interrogator. I just love saying it this way. So guys, this show, this noir Warhammer show, which nobody asked for, third episode is actually better. So it is getting better, and yeah, I'm glad to sit here and say this because I didn't had a lot of hopes for it, judging by the first two episodes. The first episode being slow, not really, well, interesting, you know? If you're a fan of Inquisitors, maybe, because there's some mystery to it. If you're a fan of noir, yeah, sure, why not? But, like, noir, I mean, you know, this style with Warhammer, what the devil? I mean, it could be done. So, in this third episode, what I'm trying to get at is that in this third episode, you're kind of getting into it now, you know. They're making the look, the view on the story much more broad, and you see where the main character is coming from in terms of how he thinks, how he acts, why he does what he does. Well, we don't know everything about him, but we do have a lot more story now in context of what happened before. So that's interesting. The point is, guys, when you see episode 1, 2, and 3 and, like, you know, one after the other, you will have better opinion of the show, I think. If you can stand the first episode and you can get through it without falling asleep, then, you know, the second is better. It's a bit more dynamic. It's a bit, you know, more getting into the story. It's a slow burn, but it's going there. And the third is like the top, and now even we have a cliffhanger at the end of the third episode. So it's good. I mean, it's getting better. It's getting more interesting. There's some, you know, look at the world, which is cool. You know, the world of well, at the street level, Warhammer, the Inquisitors, how they act and how they're willing to act, which is pretty brutal and decisive, but that's our Inquisitors for you. I mean, they have absolute power pretty much in the Imperium, and they are judge, jury, and executioner a lot of times. And our main character, he has something special about him. He has some kind of a power, and we're not sure what. I mean, we can see what it is, but at least I'm not sure yet why he has this. You know, what makes him different, what makes him special. He does care about people, which is good. So, well, what to tell you guys. I'm impressed with his character overall. He's interesting. He's one of those Warhammer 40k characters that you can really, like, how to put this, like, well, you can sink your teeth in terms that he has more depth to him. He's not like one-dimensional, and as more as we see, I mean, the more we see from the series, that gets more evident. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting more impressed and less bored, which is great. And, you know, have in mind, noir is not my thing, but I can still appreciate it for what it is, and so far this show is making me appreciate it more. Is it worth it getting Warhammer Plus, like, on its own? Like, absolutely not. Like, no, absolutely no. But as an addition to the other shows, and since it is getting better, it's just, yeah, it's a good addition to the other shows, really. It's like, you know, it's different, it complements them in a way. The animation is not very good, but in the same time, it's cool. It's kind of cool because it looks like a lot of comic books that you may have seen before. I don't know if there's any noir comic books, because I personally never seen them. I only seen comic books in color and in the style of just regular comic books. I never see like a noir style. maybe Spider-Man Noir comic books, if they're like separate of him. I'm not sure, guys. But the point is, this is very similar to a comic book come to life. There's some, like motion comic books that I've seen on YouTube. This reminds me of that. It's a bit more, obviously a bit more moving, but as we have this issue with Hammer and Bolter, and here the movements and everything is not very frequent, the frames per second, they're spared. So, have that in mind. But as a style of art, because I'm also an artist and I love to draw people, especially men, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how they did the shadows, how they drew the mouths and the black lines, and then when you have light, it's drawn in white. So it's pretty cool. I'm just fascinated with the art, and I'm paying attention to that when I'm watching the show. There are also some very good shots, from up. Not from up, from down to up, and you can see how tall the buildings are. It reminds me of Necromunda, this kind of a hive city thing. Maybe they're in a hive city, I'm not really sure, guys. But the point is, you see a bit more of the world. There's some world building that's down and, well, dark and gritty. You see how people suffer, and you see how our main character cares for them. He has some sympathy for them. He feels how they feel. He kind of was there. He was at the bottom in a way. He did some mistakes in his life, and he met the inquisitor woman that we see got killed. So the investigation, about her murder is what this show is about, and obviously the path that the main character is going through. So I would say, guys, this has potential now when they really opened up the world and the story. So it's not so ridiculously boring like it was in the first episode, at least for me. When you put those three together, that makes a bit more sense, and it also, feels more cohesive. So I would say, guys, that this episode is like a definite, I would give it like a encouraging 7 out of 10, because it does try. There's some thought put into it, and I appreciate the art, and I just appreciate how they doing things that are never really done before, especially not in Warhammer, not in a lot of other universes, in the styles that are really unique for Warhammer, basically, and what GW are trying to do. So it's not perfect. I would much rather take any CGI 3D animated show any day, like Exodite, or what we have to expect with the future of Stardust, like pray to God that happens, and some of the other shows that are also making. But this has some kind of a charm to it. So 7 out of 10 for this episode, guys. If you have Warhammer Plus, it's a 40-minute episode. There's really not much to lose, well, except your time. If you're even moderately interested in the show, this 3rd episode is the best one yet. So I would say that. I would say go see it, because what are we paying for? I don't know. There's maybe 3 or 4 months until we see if we get the figure. I personally will have to really, really hope for that, because I'm in Bulgaria, so I'm not sure if I get that. But we'll see. If I don't get that, then I will really know when to subscribe and unsubscribe from Warhammer Plus, because if we have more than a month without anything, there's just no point to being subscribed and give them money for absolutely nothing. So when they have an episode of something, I have to review it, and I'm gonna subscribe to it. But for now, I'm gonna keep this full year straight plan, so I hopefully get the figure statue. And because it's really, really cool. It's the one with the assassin on top of this figure. This basically face and head of Sister of Battle. So that's pretty cool, guys. It's more like the Underhive. Okay, Dark. Okay. So you seen it? Let me know what you think in the comments, please. That's gonna help. So thanks, guys, for watching. Let me know what you think once again in the comments. If you like support me, we're OnlyFans, where I do all my sex educational content that can help you with your personal relationships, training, nutrition, all those things. My own personal physique updates, how I'm progressing in fitness and why, what's happening there. a lot of that information. And guys, with that being said, I'm going to be here with a live stream of the new Doctor Strange unboxing and review of this figure along with my dear buddy Logan. So if you want to see that, it's gonna be like in 2.5 hours about that. So bye guys, and love ya.